disappointment than anything I've ever had.
That says it's 108. Okay, so it's falling back though. So it just turning noon right now. So I can flint a little bit of the crowd. But I'm not going down Mukilteo Speedway. It's fucking packed. I look at it down that way, it's packed for a quarter mile, and it's like, what fucking happened to this place?
Well, they needed to have 30,000 people move in here in the last 15 years.
Yep.
They wanted more people, they got them.
Well, they didn't want more people, but yeah, they got them anyway. Well,
business people did.
Yeah.
People want to sell Grandpa's land.
Yep. Developers. That's what they call them. Developers. I don't mind landscapers too much, but developers piss me off because they're not developing shit. They come in and fucking cut all the goddamn trees down and plant the trees they want.
It might not be the right trees for here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've got some of the real unsatisfied white people here because they built onto a green belt. They weren't supposed to, but the developers did. And then they had to take the fucking houses off the land or move and say, no, you cannot use that. That is supposed to be a stream. It's not supposed to be a house.
Yep.
Actually, part of Mukilteo, they south of 84th, that whole housing development on the side of the hill. They weren't supposed to develop that. And I knew two different people. A girl I worked with, one morning, brand new house. It only rained a little bit. And the family room had 2 feet of water in it.
Detour around. What the fuck? This is a detour itself.
And
stoplight here.
When it rained real hard the next day, they had a stream running through their house.
That's Victim Point Road, right? Why are you stopped here? Why are you stopped this long at a green light?
Because they're stupid and looking at their phone.
Oh, that's the one that has the detour. Well, good. I'm not going down that way. Could have gone down there and visited Jimmy.
You know, like Austin and I were talking about, even though we didn't get everything that we came from decent families, but it was because people like our mothers and fathers didn't let us get away with shit that other people got away with.
Yep.
And if you could have a Leave It to Beaver life, you should.
Yeah. I remember when they fucking put this as a stoplight. It used to be just a flashing red light. There was a stop sign before that.
I was going to say it was a stop sign for the longest time. I remember driving down to the old boathouse just before they tore it down. And there's a really ritzy neighborhood down there.
Was, yeah.
Down here, though. And a guy wanted to party, went down there, fucking crazy driver. And I couldn't believe how quiet it was when we got out of the car. And he turned up his stereo really loud.
Yeah, you told me about that. It's cool.
But he fucking was huffing on those fucking huffer things.
Oh, yeah. I was a guy that lived in the apartments right around the edge there, right around the thing there. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Worked at Precision, I think. Maybe it was plumbing. I know we did a plumbing job down in that way, one or two. Those houses in that church, they look like they've been there forever, but we know they haven't.
Oh, pumpkin farm. That's neat. That's been there for a while.
That won't be very long though. They'll be turning that out. And that's prime land right there.
Everything here, we're South Snohomish County. It's all the new shoreline.
Yeah. I wonder how long I changed the camera right when we were at Michael Teal Speedway to see how long it takes to get from Michael Teal Speedway down to Greenwood District going this way. Because I remember very well there were times when you could go this way and beat I-5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You get a couple of good traffic stops on I-5 and that's enough to make you pull your hair out if you're sitting there for half an hour.
When it would easily take over an hour. Now sometimes you get that 28 minutes, but most of the time,
Yeah.
and I remember many times it took exactly 45 minutes, and
3 o'clock in the morning you usually can get that 30-minute ride. But
it's not like that now.
But midnight, no, you're gonna have to slow down.
Old. Roller coaster road here.
It's funny because they're scaring you, or you actually turning there. Okay, you're actually turning there.
That one right there was GG Road, I think. Or this one.
I mean, it'd be nice to live in there, but you know that, like right there, that's a stream.
Yeah.
And there's one of those put together goddamn fucking apartments. You see that? All kinds of different pieces.
Sad.
Did I miss a turn?
Yeah, usually would turn on Beverly, but didn't turn on Beverly.
I thought it came all the way down to where that school was. It's interesting.
Compact car corner up on this.
But where's the school and the little shopping center on the side? There's a school on the
That's
middle
interesting.
school.
Didn't notice it.
Huh?
You didn't notice it. I was wondering why we went through the.
I drove right through that?
Yeah.
Wow. It didn't look the same or something.
Check
Coming
that
this way.
Little green belts. Check these out. Trees right here.
Well, now how am I going to get to it? Well, I'll catch up to it up down here.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Well, you got no choice. This is going that way.
That's really...
It was pretty funny, I think.
But yeah, it is. It's just a... How did I miss it? I mean... Well, because I haven't driven that way in the longest time. I kept thinking, where is it? Where is it?
It's a nice yard. Got a little.
Because it's not that far from fucking...
Yeah.
148th. I mean, it's only... That's what I was thinking. I think, man, this looks like...
Not enough fucking churches out here.
You think? Meadowdale is what I'm thinking. It's right by Meadowdale. I'm thinking, well, what the hell's going on? So I don't know if this will catch us up. Yeah, I think it does.
There's a village
Neat.
market.
I like that. I like that. Still sitting here just like it has for years and years and years. Just like Dexter's and Grand Grocery. Grand Grocery
St. Thomas
should have still been
More.
there.
Catholic Church. Oh, okay. Now this is the way I used to come back. I'd come back down that street.
I was going to say, that's where
From the doctor's
a lot of
appointment.
this.
From the doctors, I come from that way. I always came this way because there was a Saab Sonnet parked behind one of these houses. And I actually went and asked him about it once.
Wow, how nice is this?
Whoa.
So I think I'll make a left up here, and this should be on whatchamacallit.
Yes, on Beverly.
That's the right way?
Yeah.
Olympic? Yeah. That's what I thought. I like the signs, how nice and big they are. And I like the blue color rather than the green they use so much.
I say all the time that I could couldn't pay me to live someplace, you could pay me to live in Edmonds.
Yeah.
I like
I'll
Edmonds.
take that. Yeah. Edmonds is a neat little place.
Well, it's nicer than Everett, and it was never an industrial town. It was always a retirement and middle class town.
Bedroom community.
Yep. Place for fairly well-to-do people, who, with the exception of the fishermen, that owned some of the stuff that was on. It was more of a well-to-do community, and that was nice. Like Mukilteo, it never was an industrial place. It was a little fishing town.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people I knew from Cheers still made their living out of that fishing thing. Did crab fishing and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what? The girl I knew, Tisha, she worked on crab fishing right there. Wow. How cool. A whole bunch of them.
Yep. Yeah, I've known some people that
Whatever
were.
happened to Tom? He sure was a lot of fun to know.
James, when he fished,
This good-looking guy with a beard played pool. No, really.
there was the guy that lived right in front of, lived in the house Kelly eventually lived in, up on the Gray House.
Uh-huh.
That was a guy that had been on The Deadliest Catch.
Yeah.
And he was a character, to say the least.
Well, the one guy that's from Everett with the big white mustache,
Yeah.
the captain, he played at the jam session, at the blues session.
Well, they had this guy was on the same boat. It turned out that Brad was on,
Oh,
because Brad was on the boat before the guy snapped his leg.
I
that
gotta
was on.
know which lane he's in.
Yeah. Brad was on the boat.
Terrible driver.
on Deadliest Catch where the guy snapped his leg in the hole on the deck. And that guy, the other guy that lived in front of Kelly, wasn't on that boat at the time, or I can't remember exactly what it was. But he didn't serve the time on the same boat as Brad at the same time as Brad did. Interesting there. Almost want to go that way.
Yeah, I've gone that way. There's a nice park there. Philip and I walked in.
I remember. We've done that before, yeah. The Hook, huh? Interesting. Real nice. That's funny because this thing almost died so many times.
Yeah.
They talked about tearing it all out and putting apartments or houses in there and stuff.
Well, it's because
That's wild. Not only has it survived, it's thriving now.
if you're a business person, sometimes you have to,
Yep.
landowner, you have to do the time.
It's a rock
Sometimes
wall.
You have to wait. There's a lot of waiting involved. It's just like the stock market.
Yep.
Look how long our house was vacant before we moved in,
Yep.
and how many houses are still vacant 30 years later. They're trying to track down the tax person, someone they can either get taxes from or get them to sell, so that the house isn't sitting there abandoned.
Yep.
Doesn't say 76th Street Smoke Shop, it says 76th Smoke Shop. Okay, it's nice to know there's 76 of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool Hub. Spelled with a K. Up behind that Coke truck.
Cool hair.
Cool hair.
Gourmet latte.
Royal India cuisine. Okay. So it means there's a lot of starving people working there, right? Obviously, you don't have any beef there.
Huh.
So there's no meat to really eat there. So what the hell are you doing? I'm a little confused.
Well, Philip and I found that Ethiopian restaurant before we ate there.
Yeah.
We were joking going in.
Yeah.
What, we pay them and they'd fucking starve us for a few hours.
There's a bowl of fucking hot water with sand in it.
It was excellent food. And I've yet to eat any African food again because I've never found another African restaurant.
Yeah.
That one closed, and it's like, I remember the thing that they put a big plate of all the stuff in the middle of the table with all the different kinds of breads. And there's this stuff that's kind of like soft tacos. And you just take it and you pick the food up.
Pita bread, yeah. Yep.
They had several different varieties of breads that you used. Some of them for soaking, some for picking up. And this green stuff that would remind me of someplace in between chili and whatchamacallit, the Japanese stuff.
Wasabi?
Yeah. It's really hot, real spicy, really good, tasty. But not.
Yeah, I know I'm coming up on where it intersects with 99. I should make a right here somewhere. I could have done it back there, I guess. Because doesn't this connect with 99 up here?
Yeah.
Of course, I could do that and then do the thing up to Roosevelt. But I won't get the Fremont.
If you want to do, what you could do is make the right
Up here just before that, yeah.
at the high school.
Yeah.
Or,
Could take 99, but I'd rather take the back road.
it's prettier,
Yeah.
calmer.
Road work ahead, huh? And these
I
things
could
were,
live in
these
one of
things
these
were,
little houses.
yeah, these things were not, this thing was not here. What the hell? Is that another church? Or retirement village?
Yeah, it must be retirement. It's got the cover.
It's one of those, tell them Charlie sent you. This has the manager from the Mariners standing outside.
Which one was it? It wasn't Otasco. Someone misspelled something that wasn't DG&Y either. If you grew up in Wichita, but I think it was Otasco. They misspelled,
Yeah.
and they didn't know what it stood for. In the commercial, every time, what did it say?
Oklahoma Tire and Supply
Company.
Company.
And so one time, though, my comment was, tell them Timothy sent you. Nobody commented on that.
Tell them Timothy sent you?
Remember, there's a Christmas time. They had that animated British kid. Tell him Timothy sent you. And I did that one time. Walked in because Dad would do that kind of thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I walked into the Otasco on Harry, and I said, Timothy sent me there. Looking
I
at me
remember
like,
when
what
Dad
the fuck?
would indiscriminately wave at people. And they would look at him like he was out of his fucking mind. Which he kind of was. Just wave at people for no real reason. I could make the right here. This is where I make it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why I said I could make it here. We're not coming back this way. This is crazy.
I remember when they did all this work at this high school because it was a lot different.
When I put that new football stadium and field in. It was like one of the first ones that was a high school that was artificial turf. Right there.
Yeah.
That was a big thing when that happened.
I remember it.
That's like 25 years ago. It seems like it was brand new still, you know. But it was at least 20 years ago. It was before that, because before I started working at the Herald. All right, a roundabout.
Yeah.
I'll be the roundabout. Which will make you out and out. Wow.
They actually really changed.
I barely know where I'm going now.
I know
should
where
go that way,
go.
huh?
I know where we are. It's just that
I do too. I mean there used to be a grocery store over here. Big one.
they changed that intersection quite a bit.
Yes, they have. Fjord. I love that. That's so cute.
Watered. Like we need water towers here.
Well, if they collected rainwater, hidden
Someone
driveway
tried
head.
to
I like that
keep
hidden
his
driveway
water.
head. Shouldn't you tell them that they're hidden?
check
don't-
that out.
The car shouldn't have to. The traffic shouldn't have to worry about it. I know this goes clear down to Edmonds, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've never gone this street at this point. I might have driven it, but I've never.
I'm almost sure this goes along the catches
Access
up with
road
that.
closed.
Catches up to that thing. I should have gone straight the other way. But it's a nice drive.
Shell Park. Park right up in there, and I didn't know about. It is beautiful.
I think this goes right along.
Another big place.
I think this catches up with that road that goes through the park over there.
That's why it takes these roads here that go back the other direction. What really sucks is when you're walking on roads that go back in the other direction.
Oh yeah.
Here we are, Yost Park.
Okay, I almost want to go in there instead. Damn it. That looks
There
really
we can
neat.
see the sound. It's right
Yep.
on the other side of that. And
Yeah, this will be beautiful.
that's the fucking island right there, isn't it?
Yep.
Look at that. I love it right here because we're right at the tip of the island. Isn't that cool? A precipice. I always loved it. Oh, look at that.
God damn. That's what I
Look
thought.
at that. I knew we were coming into town real quick, but I didn't know we were going to get that view. Look at
Can you
that.
imagine?
Imagine having that house right there.
That's where you're throwing Christmas parties, right there.
Oh, that's where the city pool is.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a turn
Yeah, this
here.
is this is the main road right here. I think.
Yeah, I'll get away from going
Ridge
all
Road.
the way into town that way. Damn, I'm thirsty as shit. I was thirsty as shit when we stopped. I kept thinking about stopping and getting a mocha somewhere.
Sounds good to me.
But I haven't seen but a couple of
we
the...
drive down side roads.
Yeah. Well, right there at Michael Teal Speedway, there was a couple of them right past that. But it didn't look like... I don't know. They're on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
Not
don't have to make too much of an excuse, just the way it is. A lot of these houses, if you have the deck there, you've got the view of the world. Look at that. Look at what they got to look at right there.
Oh, God.
You know, if it isn't the forests here, it's the fucking views of the fucking... and so many of them are priceless. Priceless. So many great paintings.
220th, okay now.
Again, try walking this.
Yeah.
Someone is.
Can you imagine walking back and forth to school or to work every day here?
But
It's nice. It's
you'll
not so
come-
bad when it's
that,
nice.
That house
Oh,
right there.
God.
Then look at that deck.
Fucking $1 million views up here.
I remember seeing that cemetery.
Man.
Oh yeah, coming up on the Fred Meyer and all that stuff.
The Q. Walgreens.
Oh, okay, that's what street word.
PCC.
Now I know where we are. County line right here.
Yep.
And that's the place I used to play with TJ all the time. And Who did I meet there?
A Herfe's.
Yeah. But
A Herfe's.
yeah, that's even cooler.
That's hilarious. And it's one of the original ones. You can tell by it's been sitting there for 100 years.
Check out that house. A little house covered with moss.
Got a nice little car come up on our right side. A little red sports car. I think it's just a Toyota.
Oh yeah, that is. It's Toyota's version of the MR2. Replaced the MR2, but it's our version. No, it's a Mazda.
Sweet.
That is the first ones that came out almost exactly looked like these Lotus sports cars that came out in the 60s. Then they changed the headlights, but the Miata is.
How did they go out of business here?
You got me. And then we're going to the county line right now. We kind of wanted to go that way because this is now. Oh. Coffee. Get me a nice big ice mocha. It's funny, some of our songs run in my head when I'm sitting.
Yep.
Sometimes other songs that just really, something will get me, and I'll think of a song. But hearing
Sometimes I think I got something new in my head and I realize, hold it, that's something we already did.
well, that's one of the
Man,
things.
that's really cool. That's really. Hi, how are you? What do you want to hold? A big one?
Yeah, big.
The large iced mocha and a 20-ounce hot mocha decaf.
Oh, you have a frappe? You
Sorry, what?
can have a mocha frappe instead?
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
32?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the frappe better because it's crushed ice.
Huh?
No. I know, I was
And your question, well, how could they run out of business right here? And especially because it's right here. It's a half mile.
There's no gas station around. That shouldn't have no problem at all running.
You know what? It might have been that it didn't ever have any problems, and the person who died, it was a family-owned business. We know that. You know.
You would think that somebody would open it back up, though.
Yeah, but it might take time. You know, maybe there might be a bunch of money.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something wrong. But it's sad.
Well, to see one of those, the house in Oakland and Rutan, the mansion. It was just the caretaker that lived there. And they tore it down when he died. There was also the mansion at Oakland and Hydraulic. They tore it down when the old guy died.
So would that be quicker to Greenwood, or is that quicker to Greenwood? That's the question.
This one won't go to. This one goes back to 99. You can start turning back towards 99.
Do you have whipped cream on either of them?
Yeah.
If you have it out, sure. So that'd be the way to go to Greenwood then? You think?
I think so.
You're just 35 in there.
As many times as I've driven down this road that I don't recognize something on.
I've done it quite a few times.
But it might not be this. This is not the main one that I thought it was. We needed to go down.
I've come down this because doing plumbing, obviously.
Right.
You know, card or cash? Cash.
Cash, oh yeah.
One of the things, again, like I said, my whole life's been a man cave.
What are you guys doing tonight?
When you guys like,
Taking the back roads from Seattle, from ever down to Seattle,
Okay.
going down to Fremont,
Nice.
Get some pictures and some video. Center of the universe and all that.
Okay, it's gonna be 10:20. There's the decaf.
But I've been single, not having any responsibilities of any kind. I used to come to Seattle by myself once, at least once a month. It's constant. You've got to. When I was working, you know, you got to not fucking sit in that fucking house on the weekends.
Alright, you guys.
Can I get a couple straws for that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Nice straw.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You have a great day.
You too. Enjoy the weather.
No doubt about it. So it's one of
Down there.
those bonus days.
Yes. Bye.
I've got some peppermint flavored coffee meat that I never opened. It's a couple of years old.
Well, that sounded like me for a second. I think, what the hell's going on with that? Why does the car sound like
That
that?
house right there.
Nice.
Cool. Look at that one.
I've driven this.
I've never been down this road.
I think I did a job with Sean up here.
Again, Sean, that is one of the most interesting things. Friends with my friend my whole life.
He was such a great guy.
And never meeting him until we moved out here. And he did work on Mom and Dad's house.
Yeah.
What a neighborhood to live in.
Running
out
into
here.
him at a fucking plumbing place. That was crazy. Welcome to the city limits of Shoreline, it said.
Oh, now we're no longer in Melbourne.
So we're a little west of
Edmonds.
Greenwood. Oh, that's beautiful. See, you look at these things. The thing is that when you see these beautiful houses that are surrounded by trees, you got to deal with all those trees. And you know, like here, look at all those leaves. I mean, it is beautiful 90% of the time there, but you got to deal with all those leaves that are clogging up everything. Of course, there's no drains here. There's no.
On this street, they don't need anything like that, but
someday they're going to put sidewalks in here. You know they are.
yep, because there's too many people who moved here. What an interesting building right the house right there. And every kind of architecture is in Seattle, Everett area. I don't think there's anything that is.
Mom and Dad should have brought Uncle Abe up here. He would have loved this. Look how long the straight street is. We haven't had a turn in forever.
Yeah, but it started on quite a hill turn. Yeah, we're one street above. If we turn, that will turn to Greenwood there. Because this is where the Fred Meyer and
Right down there, we did some kind of a plumbing job.
That's why
I remember seeing that said bumps ahead. But it has been, 25 years since I've been down here.
25.
Longer than that, yes. Right around then, though.
Oh, Richmond Beach. We need to keep going this way, I think.
Straight ahead, yeah. Forward. And the battery, of course, is getting ready. I'm glad I bought another battery. And it has taken 34 minutes so far, but it's a nice leisurely drive. I like those apartments.
Joe lives right down here.
Joe?
Yeah.
Romans?
Yeah.
Does he?
The building's not unlike ours. It's on a corner, and he has a studio apartment in the basement. But the hill is like this, so it's like when you go in the door, the wall is right here. I mean, it's the ground. I mean, it's but it's like here you can have 10 basements on some of these hills.
Yeah. This is sweet.
That's an apartment. I could live in that apartment.
Yeah, I could live in that apartment.
Well, again, if I got to live on the top floor that was the furthest corner apartment on Casino Road, I had that view.
Yeah.
And even though it was an apartment, I never disliked my apartment. It was really easy to live in.
Well, I don't think we can go. Wow, I've been on this before.
That one turns there.
Yeah, I saw that. Looked almost like it should be fun. I came up here for a garage sale, or what was it? I've been up here.
One of these streets, that's go down probably.
Yeah, I'm taking this way, yeah.
I'm looking at all this, and there's areas that I don't know because check this out.
Yeah, I don't know this.
Philip had a
Nice
friend.
hill.
Philip had a friend that we would come and pick up sometimes.
Well, it's funny
And it
right
was
here
in
because
this
you don't know if you're on top of a hill or on the bottom of a hill. I didn't know we were on the top of a
It
hill
was
right
on
there.
one of these streets around here, and you had to pull into the side street. It was a friend of Philip's.
Why are they just sitting there?
We'd drive.
the
And,
lawn.
this is all that University of Washington land right here. It's all owned by the state, this college. I don't know what it's all about.
And there's a park right there.
Is it called Battle Creek? Again, I know where we are, kind of.
Well, I know where we are, yeah.
Well,
But I
Pivey
don't know where we
had
are.
several
Boeing
friends.
Creek Park.
Pivey had several friends that we visited. They're friends of the kids. And there was one, it was just a little side street off of one of the streets here in Shoreline that I'd never noticed before. Go down to the end of it, and there's a fucking lake. A fucking lake, and all these houses
In
around
town,
it.
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it was a Lake Serene type neighborhood. And I'm going like, I didn't even know there was another lake here.
Look at that nice house with a nice porch and cool steps up to it.
There's no neighborhood in Seattle area here that I don't want to live in.
Yep.
I would love to live in a suburb like this area.
The hell is that?
Church?
Something has to be. I don't know though.
That's a church.
Yeah, that is. Greenwood.
But it's St. Luke's Place North. Never been down this road.
Me neither, but it looks like fun.
Well, it looks like, again,
It said Greenwood.
I don't feel
Fuckers.
envy very often.
Don't what?
I don't feel envy.
No.
But I envy people.
All this I do.
I envy that I envy that I didn't make the fucking right choices like when we moved here. I
Yeah.
didn't fucking go, I'm going to put down my roots. No, I was a fucking idiot. I was an idiot. Not that I didn't want my career, I should have put down the roots. The
Well,
reason why I know I
I
didn't.
don't want to say it settled where we were, because that's the wrong term, but it's almost like I settled for Everett. And instead of saying, fuck it, let's go down and get a fucking cheap-ass apartment in Seattle, I don't care where it is. If it's a basement little fucking room and we can live in that. Drive like your kids live here. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Someone getting themselves killed by driving into that right there.
I kind of wish I knew where this was going to, but that's okay too. Okay, it's getting onto a bigger road. Good.
This is
good.
Again, this is state of Washington school property.
I think we just went a whole route around what we just went down. I think the one where it said, you said, hey, that turns. I think this is what this road
This
is.
is the road that turned.
Carlisle Hall Road.
It was that street right there that Philip's friend lived on. I remember it so
This is
well.
beautiful.
Philip had
This
several
is
friends.
almost living out in the country, and you're right in the heart of city.
See, there's people walking their dogs out in there.
Fucking look at that greenbelt. That's incredible. You know that there's wild animals that live down at Greenwood Avenue North. There's Greenwood Avenue North. Just past it. Okay, so which way? Left, straight, I mean, straight or right?
We want to make it a right here.
That's what I'm thinking too, but
Well, that one
that's a
goes
temptation.
back the other way.
Well done. It goes somewhere crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Went back the other way. Again, this is one of those streets, and we got the hillside.
Okay, North Greenwood Drive, coming up with North Greenwood Drive, it said. So it's
Whole neighborhood's down there. You make one wrong turn, your car's in fucking someone's house.
Yep.
I've always thought that was the scariest thing about how they build houses here. But how can you stop it? Look at, to me, that would be like the perfect house. Just because.
Well, you know, if I was going to raise a family, yeah, I think that's what I would. Because I had no.
You know, if I'd tried to get, if I had actually told girls that I was interested in getting married and stuff more often, I would have gotten laid a lot more. If I lied, I would have gotten laid a lot more. And I kind of regret that.
Department of Transport. Oh, wow.
Because you keep on, you tell people, no, I'm not interested in starting a family. What?
Well, you know, I wanted more of a family, but I wanted the career first. I wanted music to make it, so I could afford a family.
Well, for the longest time, the doctor kept on telling me I'm going to be dead by the time I'm 40, regardless.
I didn't see any sense in raising a family if I couldn't afford it, and I didn't see any talent that I had that would get me enough money to raise a family unless it was music.
I had to stick with music because of.
Well, I had to do music because I had no choice. That's not the part.
That's the part of it. That's. I mean, but I had to play music.
Seattle that way, it says.
Yeah, we're on. This is Greenwood right here. We're turning on to. But I wanted to start a family, but I couldn't do it until I could afford to. And if my health continued the way it was, I couldn't. It was already bankrupting me. Mm-hmm. I had to find a way, and you know, the opportunities just continue to not present themselves, or, well, that's a big thing.
Well, I knew that at first, for the first 10 years, Michelle never expressed any interest in having a family. Never, not a bit.
And then she changed her mind.
And yeah, at the end, she started talking about how she should have kids. But the problem with that is that for her to have kids, first of all, because of her rare blood type, she had to either find somebody that had that rare blood type or had to take a series of horrible injections and shit to stop the blood from interfering. And then there's the chance that the child's not going to be right because of it also.
Exactly. You know? Soon had to have that globulin shot.
And because for me, you know, it's like when Quinn was born, the first thing I noticed, very first thing, well, he's got all his fingers and toes, you know? And I've thought about that so many times even since then, how lucky I was, how lucky the family's been in avoiding all the pitfalls so much, you know. Now we've got our cousins. You know, Sean was a problem, but for the most part, our family has been remarkably healthy for decades now.
Of all of us actual cousins, the first cousins, only one has died.
Yeah,
and one's as old as mine. Our oldest cousin Nancy is still alive. The only one that died was Dad.
Yep.
Now,
wow, that didn't used to be quite like that.
Sean Sean had other problems other than, and the Tourette's was bad enough, but he might not have, he would not have made 40. He had too many other problems going on. It's like with Mary or John Navert or Tim Howell. They actually, all of them actually outlived what medical science. Tim Howell with schizophrenia could have easily died any time in his 40s because his brain was fucked up.
Yep.
It's what killed John. Fucking brain fell apart.
Yep.
What probably killed Mary was her brain and her heart was killed by the fucking medications. Carrie with fucking bipolar, I don't know how she stayed alive all the time. Being fat, how she's still alive. Because she's very, even though she's got heart disease, it's not like my heart disease. My heart had to be taken out and put on a fucking tray. It's creepy, man.
Yep.
If Dan had gone to the doctor, he probably would be alive.
Well, if you had gone to the doctor and followed the doctor's advice, yes.
Maybe he's one of those people that just didn't want to have the surgery, didn't want to go through that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's worth it.
Well, we all have choices, and it depends on how tired you are, I suppose.
He had a lot of obligations, and that's something where I don't.
Yeah.
And so I relate, but I don't have the obligations. I feel very lucky with that.
Go here to 76 and get gas. And I got enough to get down there and back up to another gas station, but Lamorna Garage. I can probably make this trip right here, I bet. Liquor and wine. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. You want to take it up for me?
Sure.
What do you do with it? I put it all in there? Well, back in here. Okay.
10.